Hello, Brother Sewing and Crafting family. I'm Angela Wolf, and today we have Barbara Jones. Hello, Barbara.
Hi there, everybody.
So, if you've never been here before, say hi. I'm a brand ambassador for Brother. Barbara is an educator for Brother, and we are taking over the Brother Facebook Sewing and Crafting Facebook and YouTube pages. So leave comments. We'd love to hear from you. And we have a fun project for you today. It's not really a project, but a great tutorial. So Barbara was on here a month ago with Jerry, and we didn't get to see any of your samples, so we've been dying and waiting patiently for you to come back. So everyone say good morning to Barbara.
Good morning, everybody.
Barbara, for those that have never met you before, just tell us a little bit about yourself, because you've been an educator for Brother for quite a few years.
Yeah, I'm going in, this is the 19th year. So
19th year, that's awesome.
Yeah. Growing up, I sewed. I never had store-bought clothing. I had to sew garments, all through high school. Then, of course, kids came and new house, draperies, whatever, you just sew. And then I was introduced in '92 to Brother's first embroidery machine. And that was the beginning of it. So at that point, the kids were in school. My daughter was in band. I was embroidering booster stuff for the band. Then she went on to college, and I was still a WGI, or an indoor winter guard mom, and a band mom at the college. I wore out. I embroidered. So I figured, all right, I better see if I can't do something else with my my hobby. So I wrote to Brother, and in 2002, I became an educator. There was only 6 of us then, so we've come a long way since then. And so have the machines. I mean, the machines have unbelievable. We started with a little 4x4 hoop, and what we did with that 4x4 hoop was amazing. You learn how to do lines and rehoop, and yeah. So
well, actually, and there's there's going to be a lot of people that would love to hear that, because there's so many people that come on here that have just a beginner embroidery machine. That's a great place to start, and they know exactly what you're talking about with that little 4x4 hoop.
Yep. I think I graduated to the 5x7, and then we had a 6x10, and we've gone up since then. Yeah.
Now we can almost do our whole body in one scan.
Pretty much, exactly.
So I see everybody rolling in and saying hi. So the last few weeks, Barbara and I were chatting, and she noticed, and we both were commenting, the last few weeks, a lot of people were asking, I have my design center in the Dream Machine. Does it work the same as the Luminaire? So we thought it would be really cool. She's going to actually show you how to do something similar to what we've been working on with my design center, but it's her different project. And she's going to actually use the Dream Machine today. I have the Luminaire set up, so you'll see both variations, but I know so many of you keep commenting, I have the Dream Machine. Does it work on here? And yes, it does. There's just a few little differences, and the Luminaire has more, but what she's going to show you today, you can do on the Dream Machine or the Luminaire. So you're going to be really excited about this. I think this was a great idea, Barbara.
Good. We want to take care of all of our customers, right?
Yes. All of the Brother Sewing and Crafting family. So first off, we are dying to see some of your samples. So I don't know if you want to give us a tutorial first or show us samples, but you have a lot of ideas.
I'll whet the appetite a little bit with some of the samples. How about that?
That sounds good.
And then you can see how I create these things, okay? So my favorite thing to do, I always wanted to be a long arm quilter, but for some reason my brain does not work like Jerry's brain. It just doesn't. It doesn't work like a whole lot of other people, but I can't, I get, and I do okay for a while, and then when the brain says to me or myself, you're doing great, it's all gone. So, it's just one of those things where I don't think you can overthink it, and I probably do overthink it. But I've always wanted a long arm quilter or a long arm, and I don't have room for it. I've tried, I don't know. This just opens up the door to what I wanted to do with my panels, my creativity, and I didn't always want to send it out for somebody else to do. So what I love to do is take, and let me get to the pile here. I love to take panels and fill in the panels with decorative quilting. So I'm going to hold up some things, and you tell me if you can see some of the stitching on this.
Oh, yes.
Can you see the stitching?
Oh, it's beautiful.
In the zero in the background, and then in the zero itself.
Yeah, if you hold it up, there, perfect. We can see
Yeah.
it just perfect. Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous.
So, and then we take and we put, I'm going the wrong way. This is mirror image. I have to remember that. Can you see the candle wicking on the zigzag?
Oh my gosh, yes, we sure can. When you hold it up like that, we can see it just perfectly.
Okay, that's all done in my design center. So you actually scan your image, and then you put your decorative fills, whatever they are, in where you want them by drawing it on the screen after you've scanned. So, all right, let's do one other one here.
Everyone's saying beautiful. Of course, Arnell loves the purple in it.
Of course, I'm a purple girl. I'm a February baby. So, all right, so there.
Oh, wow.
There is the background fill. And then you work down and you get the sun. Let me see if I can pull this up a little bit. There we go.
Oh, I love it.
Okay, so there's a different fill in the background on the sun. There's the candle wicking again, and then there's a different fill in the background. So this is what I can do now with my design center, and I don't need a long arm.
Absolutely gorgeous. Oh, look at
yeah, this is a fun panel. Can you see the panel? It's kind of a fun panel.
Love it. That's really fun.
My decorative fills in the background. When you have a quilt and you want to quilt in the background, here is a background fill again. Let's see if I get the light better.
That's
there we
beautiful.
go. There we go. And you fill it in as you go, and I'll tell you a trick on how to do that so that you don't know where your divide is.
Oh, so Barbara, while that's up, I have to ask you: is that the sashing on the edges, or is that?
Yes, it is. That is your. Of course, I'm a Pisces. It's tough for me to finish anything. So you notice the binding isn't there. I travel with my samples, and sometimes they get thrown into the suitcase, not finished. But yes, that is the decorative auto sashing. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous.
Okay. I've taken an older quilt that I just, I had gone around the lettering, and I had gone around some of the objects in the quilt. I guess I have a thing for Halloween or for fall. And what I did, this is the quilt itself, and I had done some stippling, not very well, but I had done some. But I left the sun without anything in it. Well, I took it, rehooped it, and put the circles in from the luminaire. This is one of the backgrounds from the luminaire.
Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous.
So this and the pumpkin. Can you see the pumpkin? He's all done too. That didn't have any fill until I put it on my design center. So now I can fully quilt something.
It gives such a different look too.
It does.
Because you change it.
Yeah. So what else do we have? Here. This is one of the little the Dream Big panels, only this is one of the little ones. And you can actually take and fill in all of the different petals with your different designs.
Oh my, now that really, really shows how many different fills there are in the machine. That's beautiful.
That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to use every single fill that we had in the machine, and also all the decorative outlines as well. So each one is a decorative outline, different outline. And you can see the candle wicking here. Where is it? There it is. This is spaced further apart than this one. And the size changes. So there's lots of different ways you can use those outlines as well.
Absolutely beautiful. Arnell says, how long does it take you to do one of these?
You know, I don't even think about it anymore. It's something, the one that's hanging in the background on me, that's the bigger one, and that it does take a little while, but the outcome is so beautiful that who cares? You know, really.
I
When I do applique, sometimes I like to take it and do a decorative, let's see if I can get it
There you go.
there.
Oh
So
yeah.
instead of using blanket stitch, I use some of the chain stitch and some of the, let's see where it is. There it is. Some of the little candle wicking again, some satin stitch, just to tack it down. So here, I'll show you the back of it. Now you can see.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
And in this one also, I use the stippling in the background. There it
Oh,
is.
there we can see it. Just great.
Yeah.
Donna says we need a class. Well, she's going to show you after these samples how she did this. So stay tuned. And if you're coming in late, you can always rewind when we're not live and watch this again.
Right. What else do I have here? Down at the bottom of the pile here, I have some other ones, but I had a quilt that I'd done quite a number of years ago. And again, I had just stitched in the ditch around the different designs, and this is big, so it's kind of hard to see. But it's a lap quilt, okay?
Oh
and
my
it has
gosh.
several different sections to it. I'm going the wrong way. Sorry, I have to get used to this. Okay, there we go. So it's pieced, and it had several different designs in it. So I wanted to quilt it other than just stitch in the ditch. Let me get to a point. There it is. So I took my design center, and I actually filled in all the triangles and all of the different spaces with different stippling and different designs. So now I have a fully quilted lap quilt and it was already bound. It was, you know, no puckering on the back. It's tough to see on the back because it's white on white, but you can see.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Okay.
Actually, I love that you're showing the back. And Marcia says, why does the back of hers never look like that?
Well, I did pull up my threads. So when you start, you go to the first stitch and you sink the needle down and then pull up your bobbin thread. And when it starts, it does about 3 or 4 up and down motion that kind of ties a knot. So you can cut off those top threads. And then when it cuts or when it ends, you just have a small little knot rather than a big, big knot.
Yeah.
So,
that's very cool. Some of you are asking, what machine did she do these on? This can be done on the Dream Machine, the Luminaire.
Right.
Am I missing?
I think some of these actually I started on the Dream Machine. Yeah. Some of these I started on the Dream Machine and then continued on the Luminaire when I had more background fills for the on the Luminaire. So
Kelly, did you just tag your husband in this?
Dear Santa, I like it.
That's hilarious.
Here's a little tiny Dream Big.
Oh, I love that. I love those decorative stitches on the outside.
Well, it's all decorative stitches, no fill at all yet. It's a work in progress. Again, I'm a Pisces, so things get done, kind of in pieces. So,
yeah. I'm not a Pisces, but I have the same issues. So maybe
I must have at least 10 or 12 different projects going at one time. So, I used to say it's not the finishing, it's the experience learning how to do something, right?
I love
finishing
that.
Is boring. So, so I think what we're going to talk about today is creating not only using the background fills that are in your machine, but actually creating your own. And Barb Michaelichek had a couple weeks ago, I think, she has her way of doing it, and I have my way of doing it. So
we cannot wait to see, because
no way is the right way, wrong way. It's just a way. So
that's awesome.
I don't know whether can you see on this one the bats?
Oh yeah, can you guys see the bats?
Okay, can you see all the little? I'm trying to get the light. There we go. All the bats. Do you see? There's a bat.
Yep.
Okay, so that's how I quilted the Happy Halloween.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, this is all done in my design center. So all of the decorative stitches that are in here, yeah, again, I'd never make a weather girl because I can't do backwards. So all of the decorative stitches on here are my design center, including the quilting on the quilt itself.
That's absolutely gorgeous.
Thanks. So, oh, here's another one too. I don't know whether you can see the spider web on the boo bag here. Oops,
Oh,
the other
yeah.
one. There we go. Can you see the spider web?
Yeah, we can see it really. Oh, yes. Look at the spider web.
Okay, that was scanned in and created my own decorative background.
Very cool.
It is. It is. It's lots of fun. And again, you challenge yourself and you see what you can do, see what you can come up with. So that's I have a few more, but probably by now everybody's bored.
No, they're not bored. They're not bored, but they are really excited to see how you did this. Everyone's saying, I cannot wait to see it. And they're really excited that it's going to be shown on the Dream Machine.
Yeah. Okay, good. Good. So first off, I think we'll create our own background, our own new background. Okay. And I'm going to start with the bat, showing everybody how to bring in a shape. And it doesn't have to be, I mean, the spiderweb bat, I mean, you could bring in hearts, you could bring in anything. You could bring in a handwritten initial if you wanted. Anything you can scan into the machine, you can turn into a decorative background. So I think we'll move to the machine and start working. What do you think?
Sounds great.
Okay, so I will flip the machine here. The
gonna pop under her.
Yep.
Under her machine, and actually, I have her bat. What I just had. Oh, here. So she sent me what she's working on because I'm going to work on this on the Luminaire. So I actually have the bat here, and I'm going to put it on my scanning frame. But that's part 2. There you are. I got you, Barbara. Oh, okay. Look at all those beautiful buttons.
Yeah, this is the dream. This is my dream, which I also love. Now,
Jenna is so excited. She says she's got the Dream Machine. She can't wait. And don't forget, guys, if you have the Stellaire or the Luminaire, you'll be able to do this as well.
That's correct. That's correct. So this is a different screen. It is a pressure-sensitive screen. So you can either use your finger, or you can use a stylus, or you can use a mouse. Okay, so you can use the mouse as well. Can you see that's kind of hard, but I'm going to click on the mouse right here. Okay, and we bring up a little different screen than the Luminaire. All of your icons are still on your right side, and some of your pockets are down here rather than up top where the Luminaire are. And you can scan either the image, the line, or an illustration a little differently than the Luminaire. But what I've done is I have a bat here on my scan board, and it was from Can You Draw a Coloring Book? So I said, yeah, I can draw a bat. So I drew the bat, and I'm going to scan the bat. So the first thing I'm going to do is touch and if I go too fast, ask questions, okay? So I'm going to scan, and I'm going to touch the line. Now there's some people don't realize this, or I didn't pay attention to it for a long time, but if you have a JPEG image, you can also bring it in off of your USB. So if it's something that you downloaded a file, a coloring book page with a drawing on it, or you have a scan of something that someone drew, you can actually bring it in through a USB port. It sometimes is a tad clearer, depends on your overhead lighting, but you could also bring the image off in through here. I'm going to scan this one, so we're going to touch scan. It's going to tell me that the frame is going to move, so I'm going to say okay. And I'm going to move the camera so everybody just kind of hold on here. It's going to scan. Now on the Dream, it scans a few more times than on the Luminaire. This is probably going to scan about 5 times.
It's so quiet. I love watching it too.
I know. It is quiet.
So I have to say something, Barbara.
Yes.
All the years that I had the Dream Machine, which I absolutely love and used it all the time, I never used the mouse with it. That was so easy when you did that.
Yeah, it is easy. And you know what? When you're trying to do when you're trying to match lines, the mouse is more accurate than the stylus or your finger, you know.
I like that.
Okay, so here's my image, and I'm going to move it back a little bit here. So can you see the image? It's kind of light.
Everybody can see great.
Now, normally I would take this in and try and get rid of those green magnets, but I didn't place the magnet real good, so I'm just going to erase them when I get there. I think I'll bring it down a little bit so that I don't get the edge of the paper. This scan is it picks up everything. So I'm going to bring it up so I get the least amount of garbage on the screen. I'm still going to have to get rid of the green magnets, but we're good. I'm going to touch OK. And there's my first pass. Now there's a little jagged edges here, and then some other debris that we'll clean up. But you can make it darker if you want. Let's see if it makes it any different. No, it gives me more rough edges. So I think I'll leave it as is. Okay.
Okay.
And we're going to set. All right. Can everybody see that?
We sure can.
I think it looks pretty good. All right. So I'm going to take my my stylus here, and we're going to take and make the eraser a little bit big, and I'm going to clean up all of the stuff that I don't want. Okay, all the magnet, and there we go. So get rid of all of that. Okay, then we're going to take, and I'm going to take the capture or the lasso feature, and I'm going to ask it to lasso the whole bat, because I don't want this big bat. I want a smaller bat. Okay, so now that it's captured, I can go in and do size. So I'm going to make it smaller. Okay, and we're going to make it pretty small. Okay, that's pretty good. And I can get rid of, see the background in there? That's my image from my
It's a little bit bright. Move your camera just a smidge of a different angle, just so I can see. Yeah, that's better.
Okay, all right.
Now we can see. Yay.
Yeah, this is just an image background, and I can get rid of that by just telling down here at the bottom. Let me just bring it down a little bit right there, that I don't want that background. This is my background. I can make it darker or I can make it lighter, and I want to just get rid of that background because it's distracting to me. Okay, so now I have my little tiny bat. And I'm going to go in there, and I should have cleaned this up earlier, but let's see. Let's go up to 400%. And there's a little bit of a debris there. So I'm going to say, all right, I want to erase. I always bring my eraser up here because I don't know what size it's going to be once I have made it bigger.
That's a great tip.
You know, if you're there and you've all of a sudden you do this, you're erasing half of the bat wing because you got too close immediately. So let's see what else down here. I think we can get rid of that little guy there too. We just need a connection. There we go. Let's see. Now you notice on the Dream Machine, I am moving the picture around by using this box over in here on the right side. So on the Luminaire, you actually have a pan button up here that actually shows you, you know, you can move it around until you find the spot. Now I'm going to go one step bigger and then go over here. I saw a little bit of debris. Now I'm being fussy, but I want to show you, see how much bigger that eraser gets?
Oh, yeah.
So you could destroy your whole, good thing there's a back button, right? Okay, let's go over here. I want to just get rid of, we don't need that. Okay, we're looking pretty good, I think. Yep. Now, I'm not going to worry about that up there until I see what happens when I use my line draw. Now, let's do 100%. Okay, so there's my bat. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to change the, it usually defaults to satin stitch, and I don't want a satin stitch. I want a running stitch. So I'm going to touch the running stitch, and I usually do a different color. So let's do the pink. So, and you might say why, because it's already black. Well, when I touch the line, the bucket here, to change everything, I will instantly know whether everything is changed. So let's bring it up to 200%. Can you all see that? All right, I'm going to touch the edge of this, and everything turned red. See that? So
yeah.
I know that everything is in my running stitch. All right. All right, we're going to go back to 100%. And now this is the trick. All right. So I'm going to capture this little bat. Okay. And I'm going to move him up here. And then I'm going to duplicate him. So I'm just going to duplicate, and I'm going to move another bat down here. Then I'm going to rotate a little bit. Let's say, I don't know. Okay. And before I place him where I want, I'm going to duplicate him again and save the duplicated one down here. And I'll show you why in a minute. I'm going to go up here, get this little guy. It's a little easier on the Luminaire because you have some extra tools that you might be able to use. But I'm going to just touch. If the two designs touch, it then becomes one, and it will, the computer or the brain will actually go from beginning to end without tying a knot. So, you know, if you had 3 bats on here and each one of them were single, it would cut the thread, tie the knot, and then go to your second bat or your third bat. By just touching them, it then becomes a continuous background. So what happens then is we can go down here and get this guy. And see, these become available again once you outline them. I can size this guy down again. I can make him even smaller. Let's see, let's make him a little smaller. Okay, and I want to rotate him. Let's do him 90 degrees. And then let's see if he fits up here. Oh, you know what? I have to make, always remember to bring a duplicate in and park him someplace. Just park him off to the side. Okay. And then I'm going to, well, I can do this one. I can take him up here and I can just touch this.
We can see when you, there, now we can see it. It's just up at the top right. It's a little bright, but we can see it. If you guys look up in the top right box that she's using, you can really see it well there. So
there, up here, yes.
Yep,
yes.
That you can really see.
So as long as you can bring these in, just make them touch, and it will then turn into a complete or a solid path. In other words, the computer will do the computing and turn it into one continuous line. All right. So you keep doing this until you've built what you know, a whole panel of these. And then what you do is you scan your image and then erase out where you don't want it. Does everybody understand? In other words, let me put the camera up on my quilt here. So I scan this area here, and if I had a whole bunch of bats over here and I didn't want it to go over here, I just take my eraser and I erase out where I don't want that bat to go, and it just fills in the whole background by itself.
That's awesome.
Can you see?
Oh, that we can really see that well now. The bats.
Yep.
Great lighting. I love that fabric too.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, my apologies.
Oh, that's okay. Actually, while she's bringing that up, I have to say I saw Sharon pop in here. So Sharon, I think you guys have the exact same dog, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Sharon was here, but she has a new puppy that's on the floor somewhere.
Yeah. I don't know where she is.
She's probably chewing on your beautiful quilt.
Very good. Whatever she's. Oh, she's under my feet here. Should I share?
Oh, you have to.
All right.
She's so stinking cute.
All right. And I'm moving the camera. Sorry, folks.
That's
All right.
okay.
Here she is. Okay. This is loose. This is loose. I can't. All right. I'm going to have to move the camera a little bit.
Oh, she's so cute.
This is Lucy. Lucy, look at the camera. There you go.
Oh, hi, Lucy. Okay, is that the cutest dog ever?
She's making a nest in my on my quilts. So that's the opportunity. I took the opportunity being home to potty train a new baby.
So. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. So this is one way you can do it. Let's move this. Let's get this one here. And I have to get back to the. It's tough. Should probably. All right. Let's lasso this one down here. Okay.
Okay.
And move it up and touch. Actually, I want to duplicate that again. I'm sorry. All right. Because I want to do something now. I'm just going to move that into position and touch. And now I'm going to lasso. I'm going to save this first. Okay, we're going to save it. I'm OCD about saving because I don't want to recreate anything that all right. And I don't have that loaded. Never mind. We're not going to do that. So, okay. That was a good thought. All right. So once you get this done up here, there's no reason why you can't take that, lasso that, and duplicate it.
Oh, that makes it so much faster.
Oh, absolutely. Pull it down, maybe rotate it so that it, let's see, rotate. Okay. What did I hit? I hit the scissors. Never mind. Let's do that again. Working around the camera is sometimes a little tough. There we go. Now we're going to pull that down. I'm going to rotate maybe 90 degrees. And then see if I can't fit that. There we go. Look at that. Can everybody see that?
Oh, yeah, that's great. And if you guys can't, if it's a little bright there, look on the top right and you can see it really well up on that little area there. That's great.
So I have a bunch of bats and I can eat. Now that I still have this one down here, I can duplicate that again because it's not touching anything. And now in the luminaire, you can, well, I think it's about the same. Once it touches something, you have to break it. In other words, you have to create a little break in the line in order to segment it out. So I can go back down here. No, I didn't want to move it, silly girl. Okay, there we go. Okay, and we're going to say okay, and we're going to go back here to this one, and we're going to segment this one, and I can make it even smaller and fill in some of the empty spaces here. So we got a small one. Let's duplicate that and fill in a spot here. So you see what I'm doing. I'm creating my own decorative background.
I absolutely love it.
Right. And once I scan something, if I needed to erase out the center to fill in, say there was a flower in here, I would just take my eraser and erase out what I don't need. And the computer on the sewing machine, embroidery machine, will compute all the rest of it around, and you've got a decorative fill that you have handmade.
That's gorgeous.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
All right. If you wanted to mix it up and you didn't want to, you were just doing a big open space and you wanted to create a background fill besides that, you could go in here and you could go to your page setting, take your stippling. Let's do a green stippling. And then you could mix it up by absolutely putting stippling all around where the bats aren't. Now, obviously, I've got some holes in my bat so that it filled in all of the bats that didn't. All right. She's digging at the puppy treats down on the bottom. Right?
It's my fault. I woke her up.
Yep. And she can smell them. And hang on, let me just give her one and she'll be quiet.
She wants to embroider. She wants her matching outfit.
Yes, right. All right, Lucy, there you go. Here you go. There you go, good girl.
Is that what you named her, Lucy?
Lucy, yes. Well, she's a redhead.
Oh, love that.
And I got her on, I didn't know this. I got her on October 15th, and that happened to be Lucille Ball Day or National Lucille Ball Day. I didn't know it. And I'd already picked Lucy as the name because she was a redhead. And so it all fell into place. So if my bats were solid, it would just fill in the stippling around the back of the bats. So, all right. So that's how you create your own background fill. Are there any questions? I'm not.
I haven't seen. Let me just see if I've seen any.
Okay.
Most everybody just loves your puppy, and I'm loving this tutorial.
Okay. But it's easy. I mean, I don't have to draw anything other than the single design that I want to use. The spider web was the same. If you wanted to do the spider web, I have the spider web here too. Let's do.
Oh yeah, we'd love to see it.
Okay, let's do that. All right, let's clear. We're going to all clear. Okay. Yes, thank you. We're going to line scan again. And this time the green magnets, I think I don't have to erase them out. They're situated so that I can just get rid of them in the beginning. But again, don't forget that if you have scanned something on, say or taken a picture of it, you can bring it into the Luminaire with your Snap app. Sometimes it could be a little bit more refined. You notice that there was, on the bat, there was a double line. Well, if you bring something in through with a JPEG or a Snap app, it might not have that double line. It's the overhead lighting that sometimes gets in the way. Okay, what do we have? It's recognizing. There's our spider web.
Oh, we can see that really good.
Good. All right. So here we're going to cut out the magnets. We're just going to have that. And then again, I'm going to bring it in a little bit because otherwise the edge of my paper would show. So here we go. Touch OK. And it's a little. Okay, let's see. All right. Well, it's a little bit of cleanup on this one, but we're going to set it. Not bad. And then again, we're going to duplicate this one. So we're going to select it, and we're going to, select it. It was already selected, silly me. And we're going to duplicate it, and we're going to bring it down, and just has to touch, okay? Just has to touch. Can you see that? Can you see the two of them up here?
Yep, we sure can.
Okay. As long as it touches, it will take the path and move it so you can, you don't have as many knots in the back as you would normally. But you've created your own. Let's see, let me move it over here. There we go, in there. And then we can duplicate this one and size that one down. Let's do a little tiny one.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the angle of the camera. We can really see it well this time.
Oh, good. So I'm going to bring that up here and make this one there. So you can really see that it, it'll fill up the whole, I can fill up the whole screen with this spider web. And then scan whatever I want, and then erase out where I don't want the spider web to go.
That's so cool.
It is cool, and you can do your own decorative stitching, which I love. You know, it's just it's an easy way to do it. It's just cool. So, all right, to get, and I should have hooped something. I can hoop it real quick. To show a scan, let me just hoop something real quick, and I can show you how to scan the item and then fill in an area. Would that be okay?
That sounds great. Everybody, do you guys want to see that? Because I'm going to guess that they do.
Okay.
And that's the coolest part. You know, when I first started playing with my design center, I just could not wrap my mind around how can you scan something in and move things around. So this is a great tutorial. And I saw a couple people asking, no, you cannot do this on the Quattro. This started after that.
After that. The Quattro had a scanning or a board that you could draw on. So you could actually draw. We had my design center, but it was separate from, it wasn't on screen like this is, and it didn't have the scanning. You had to draw on a board. Yeah. So a little different. It was the beginning of it, you know, but boy, have these engineers really come and brought it to the table, let's just say, haven't they?
So D says, can I take a scan and cut design and do the same thing? So the scan and cut, as long as you had a design that you could actually scan into the machine or use your My Design Snap, if you have that on your machine, that's on this layer. And you can also, and part of that is on the Luminaire as well. Not the whole thing, but part of it.
Yes, right. So, all right, let me hoop this up real quick. Getting the magnets off was kind of tough. Those magnets, everybody, for the, oh, I can't use this one. That's right, it's the Dream. Okay, we will execute plan B here, folks. I'm sorry. Another hoop.
That's what happens when we're working on different machines. That happens to me. So while she's looking, I'm just checking to see if I saw somebody say your screen was freezing. If your screen freezes, you can refresh. And also, this is live right now. So once we're not live, you can come back and watch it. And it usually doesn't cause freezing, just so you know. It just depends on your internet connection where you are.
Yeah. All right. We're almost there, folks. Hang on.
Sharon wants to know if we could do it on the 1050X. Is the 1050X that's not the new one, right?
Yes. Well, 1050X you can do this on as well. As long as it has the scanning capabilities, you're good.
There you go, Sharon. I can never remember what the numbers are. I'm always like the new 10 needle or the one from last year.
The new 10 needle is the 1055.
1055. Okay.
Okay, and this is wrinkly, so let's see if I can straighten it out before I scan. Okay. I think we can kind of get an idea here. All right. There we go. All right, now I'm going to move the camera, so look away if you get seasick, okay?
Everybody they always take their Dramamine before my show. You never know what we're going to do here.
Right. Right. Puppies moving things, you know. Okay. Let's see.
You know, any of those.
Yeah. All right. All right, so I'm going to all clear on my screen in my design center. And now, all right, one more time here. I want to show you where to go for your image scan. Sorry. You can do a line scan, but I go here for the image scan, and it just scans it. So just like the line scan or the illustration scan, on the Dream Machine, there wasn't a specific icon for image scan. All right, so we're going to scan here. And again, it is passing. That's the second pass. Depends on the size of your hoop as well. So you might do 5 passes. You might do 4 passes. So this is 3, I think. And the camera's located in a different position on the Dream Machine as well. It's located on the left side in the Dream Machine, and it's located on the right side of the needle on the Luminaire. So, okay. So we've scanned here. Now I'm going to move you back to the screen. And let's see if I can't get you in closer. Boy, that is hard to see. But all right. So we're just going to darken it a little bit. Whoops. No.
Well, we could really see that.
Yeah. What did happen there? Okay. So we're going to pull it up. We're going to go closer. There we go. Can you see some of the scan now? Yeah. Okay.
So just so you guys understand, this
go.
is the fabric that's showing up here. That's what she's looking at.
That's all that I have is the fabric here. So I'm going to move it over a little bit.
Oh, we can see that wonderfully.
Okay. So I need to do one less. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to see what I'm doing. All right. Let me get my knees under here, the tripod, and we're good to go. All right. Where's my stylus? Here you go. Actually, let's use the mouse. Okay. Can everybody see the mouse here?
Yep.
Okay. So what I do, and it's a little different than other people, I take the paintbrush and I paint in an outline rather than taking the pencil and drawing a line to fill. Then you have to either tell the line not to use the line, or you have to erase the line, or tell it no so. So I take the paintbrush and I go in here and I take the paintbrush and I just go around. Let's take, oh, I see why it did that. Okay. We are going to grab the satin stitch. I still have the stippling stitch, and let's do the dark blue. Okay. Now we're going to take the paintbrush and we're going to stitch. Now you can see it, right?
Yep.
There we go. Okay, so I'm going to fill in all the way around, and let's bring this over so I can get the complete. Now, of course, I pick a petal that isn't on the screen, right? So we're going to go all the way around here, and we're just going to pretend I'm not going to stitch on this one, but I'm going to go and outline the entire petal. And then I go to my bucket and I fill. Bingo.
Oh, that's how I do it. I love that way.
Bingo.
It's just
right.
So easy.
Yep. So then if I see that I've gone outside my outline, I can come back here, go up to my magnification and get my eraser, and again pull the eraser out and then go in and just clean up your edges. All right. So let's go up here and clean up edges a little bit. Again, out here, clean up an edge. There we go. And if you see that you didn't make the edge quite, you can take the paintbrush and you can paint it back in. All right. So now I have a leaf that completely filled. Now I want to choose what I would like to put in it. So let's go back out to 100%. And we're going to go to our page, our settings page right here. Can everybody see where I'm pointing? Right here.
Yep.
Okay.
We can see your mouse great. That's kind of
nice.
Okay,
good. Okay. So I'm going to go into my decorative fill choices right here and choose a decorative fill. Now again, on the Luminaire, you have a few more decorative fills. Right here, we have 15. So let's choose that one. Say okay. And we're going to touch OK again. And we're going to choose the bucket. And then we're going to choose the decorative fill. I always I fill the leaf with the satin stitch first because it's easier to see a solid color than it is to see the decorative fill. You know, it's just my choice. You can, if you want to choose the decorative fill first and then outline it with the paintbrush, you're welcome to do that as well. So let's go look at that now. So here's, I can change my size so I can make it bigger or smaller. I can rotate it, and I do want to turn the outline off, and I'll show you why. Let's go to preview first. Okay. And there's my preview of what it looks like. You see this outline that goes around here, around the petal itself? I don't want that because I'm going to be putting a decorative, either a couch, a cording around it, or I'm going to put a decorative line on it. I don't want the outline there. So I'm going to go back here and I'm going to turn this off. On the Luminaire, the default is off because we have told the engineers that normally in most cases we don't want that outline. There's reasons to have the outline, but for the most part we don't want it. So they set the default for off rather than on, which is kind of cool. All right, so we're going to set it off. We're going to set, and then we're going to preview, and you're going to see the difference. See, now it's a nice open, clean. There's no jagged outside, wherever that decorative stitches. It's not being outlined.
It's a little bright to see, but we can just barely see that side. Just barely.
Just barely. I'm sorry. Yeah. I can't.
There, that's better. Perfect.
Okay. The tripod's on its two legs. So, but that's how you fill an area. All right. There are so many other ways to do fills for different things. What I was playing with the other day. All right, let's go back. Let's go back here. Any questions on that? It's really very
awesome.
Yeah, it's really very easy. If you wanted to do the outlines like I've been doing on this little panel, I wasn't doing a fill, I was just doing the outlines, then I would actually take the pencil. So let's do that before I go on to something else. No, I don't want to do that. Okay. I just want to clear this whole piece here. So I'm going to just do this because I don't want to get rid of the background and have to scan it all over again. So I'm just going to get rid of it. There you go. All right. And what I'm going to do is take the pencil now, and I have a choice with my pencils of draw a line freehand. I can choose the freehand and have it close all by itself, or I can do a straight line, or I can do a connected straight line. And I always choose the connected straight line. It's kind of counterintuitive, but what you're going to be doing with this connected straight line is doing little bitty, and let's bring it up here. Let's move this over a little bit, and we'll pick another flower so I can go all the way around. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here, and then here, and then here, and here, and here. And the smaller the step, I can actually create a curved line. You see what's happening? It may not be, it's not straight, it's connected. That's all I want. I just want it connected. So the smaller you take your steps, the more curved you can get. So let's go all the way around here. Bear with me here. It's kind of a wavy curve. There we go. See, as I go around the tip, let's bring this up a little bit more. Maybe I can see it better. Maybe you all can see it better. Here we go. There we go. Yeah. I would go back and change that, but for time's sake, we're just going to do this. You see how it's going around the curve? It's connected. It's going around the curve. So if you took a long one, it would be a straight line. All right, but we're not going to do that. We're going to take the small little baby steps and just go around the curve. And if you don't like that one, you can undo, and you can go and you can move this once you have it. See it? You can move it and just go all the way around. All right, I'm doing this pretty fast so that we can get around because I want to be able to show you what happens when you get to where you want to stop. All right, so this leaf is underneath this one. So even though it says it's connected, it doesn't have to be. You can now go and look at your settings page, and let's see, we'll do the candle wicking, and we'll turn it again, the pink. I choose a color. Oh, I already chose that color. So let's do another color. Let's do teal, so that when I touch it with the bucket, see, this one has a bucket too. I want all of that line to turn, and it turns green. Can you see? No, maybe I should do black.
We can see it pretty good.
Can you? Well, yeah. Let's do black. There we go. And we're going to change it to black. There we go.
With this, we might, because we just have a few minutes left, what we'll do is we come back. We might have you do this one again on the Luminaire.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. This is your changes. You can make it bigger, smaller, and then you can preview and see where there's your candle.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. There are so many other ways you can build in my design center. We could probably do 2 or more sessions on just my design center and building in different designs using background fills as well, and joining shapes and background fills. That would be fun to do too. So
that would be really fun. Everybody's saying gorgeous.
Well, I hope it has helped. I hope. Let me change my camera back. Let me come back to you. Where did I put my?
While she's coming back, I love the samples, and I love how you can. So actually, in the last few weeks, we've watched 3 different ways to use my design center to fill, which is amazing. And so there's always more than one way to do things, and that's why it's so great to have these live shows, because then you guys can see that there just are so many options.
Absolutely. Yep. It's I don't know, the creativity, you start something with one thought, and then it develops into something else that develops into something else. So you learn along the way. And as I said, these machines, you just have to use them. They are so user friendly, and don't be afraid of your machine. Just use them. Have fun with them,
Everybody's saying awesome information. Bonnie has a good question. Can you use any mouse, or is it one specific that came with the machine?
Okay, a mouse. Yes, you can you don't need the one that came with the machine, because that stopped when I think the Quattro was the last one that had the mouse. You don't want an expensive mouse, and you don't want one that's a free cord. You want one with a cord, and you want a cheap mouse, a $6 mouse. Okay, one that's does not go above 40 amp. All right. So if you look at the bottom of your mouse, 40 amp is the max. So I found quite a number of them. Walmart, Amazon. I have a little travel mouse.
By the way, are all no affiliation to Brothers. She just helped me out on where to go.
That's correct. Yep.
That's awesome. Everybody's saying this is so exciting. And where can you go see this again? Well, actually, as soon as we're live for like 1 more minute, and then it'll stop and it'll be live, that you can come back to Brother Sew's YouTube or Facebook page and come back. And if you go to the watch party, you can watch just these all weekend if you want.
Absolutely.
This is wonderful. So
we'll tackle more next time.
Absolutely. Robin has a quick question for you. When sewing a panel, do you start from the center and go out, or do you have a preference?
No, I start from the center, always the center, because as you go, you're going to start pushing that fabric out. And if you start from the outside, it doesn't always work too well if you start on the outside and work in.
Right.
So, yeah, start from the center.
I was actually just showing that I made this one, the very similar process than you did. And it's such a small bag.
There you go. Look at that. Oh, yeah, that's so very cool.
I found this fabric, and I just loved it. So
there you go.
Different panels in each one. But this was such a small piece, and I actually used embroidery stabilizer on it because I wanted a stiffer bag. So it's a whole different look.
Yep.
But that thing was so small, and it had a sticky back stabilizer, so you could start wherever you want to. But for a quilt is a whole different story.
Right.
So, well, Barbara, this was awesome. We got to see Lucy.
Yes.
The new
got her debut.
Her debut. This was wonderful. So everyone, thank you for being here and watching the show. This has been great. The schedule for the week tomorrow, I have a surprise for you all with It's So Easy and the Linda Sew Along Tunic Sew Along. Oh goodness, I need more coffee. And Saturday's an episode of It's So Easy, and then next week starts a whole other week. So Barbara, thank you for spending the morning with us today.
You're very welcome. I enjoyed it.
All right, and everybody, Brother Sewing Crafting family, hang in there, have fun, and enjoy your sewing projects. Don't forget to add hashtag Brother Sews when you post on social, because we love to see what you're working on. All right, see ya.
Bye.